Good morning, friends. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya Sidegigcrafts, you guys. You have caught me in the middle of making a card. I figured let's turn on the recorder and see if we can capture this. All right, you guys. So thank you for being here, by the way. I am so glad you are. And I'm making a Christmas card today, and it's going to be an easy peasy one that anyone can do. So this is going to be a very, very simple easel card. And many of you have probably made these before and probably know how to do this, but join me anyway. Let's have some fun today. So I've got a piece of paper here this is going to be my base, 8.5 by 5.5, 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm on this side. I am going to score it in half. So half of 8.5 is 4.25. That is going to be halfway. Or you could just fold it halfway. And then we're going to go ahead and on one side of this, doesn't matter which side because they're both the same. I'm going to turn it this way though because I slipped on that one. We're going to divide this in half again. So half of 4.25 would be 2 1/8. So we're going to score it again. Okay, that's all the scoring. That's it. That's all we have to do. For that, let's put that up. But we are going to fold this at the halfway mark. And then again at the halfway mark here on both of those scores. And we have something like this. Now the reason why I scored this one on the half is because I slipped right there and I'm going to cover this side. This side's going to be covered anyway. So no worries. This is going to actually tent up like this and be your easel. But first we need to decorate the part that's going to go on there. We need one more piece of cardstock that's going to fit right here. And this is going to be the same size of your card. Now you can use this, you could do this with any size card you want. Just divide it in half and a half again for that front panel. And then make the piece that's exactly the same size as the card you want. So this one is going to be 5.5 by 7, I believe. 5.5, no, it's 5.5 by 7. 5.5 by 4.25. And this is going to end up glued here. But let's decorate it. Let's have some fun. All right, so this is the part we're going to be decorating. This is the base, okay? We're going to toss that aside. I ran some pieces through the embossing folder that look like wood. I did a couple of them, and this one's going to be on the back of the card, and then these two, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, so I'm going to actually kind of decorate them both up. What do I want? I want walnut stain. I think I want some scorched timber, maybe some vintage photo. We're going to be inking these a little bit. I'm going to use my sponge because I don't want the color to go down into there too much. Although, well, it'd be hard to bring back up. If I have to press down enough with my brush to get those, then there's going to be a heavy color on the outside of it. So that's not really what I want. So I'm just going to put some different color tones on here just to make it not look so flat. On this piece is going to be my background. So I really only have to go around the edges, because you're not going to see the middle anyway. And you're not going to see a lot of the edge, but definitely enough to make a difference. So, yeah, we're just going to use some, let me get back in frame here. This is vintage photo. And like I said, I'm just putting it around the edges here, just trying to add some color. You can see how that really brings it out. This is the, got some parts, little shreds here I want to clean up a little bit. This is the Tim Holtz embossing folder. I love this folder. Kind of an outdoorsy kind of gal. We used to camp a lot as kids, as our families did. We'd go, well, hunting. I say hunting because nobody ever, that's not true. That's not true. The trips that I remember, there were never any deer that were hunted, even though that's what we were there for, was deer hunting. And we didn't really, I think it was just an excuse to go camping, to be honest. There. Fishing. Now fishing, we got lots of fish. I enjoyed fishing too as a kid. I haven't done it in years, but enjoyed it as a kid. I wanted to take my kids one year, and then I realized, wait a minute though, then I have to deal with the fish and actually killing the fish, and I just didn't want to. So I never did. I just felt so bad to have to kill the fish once it was on the hook. All right, this one is Scorched Timber. So I'm going a little bit lighter on this one, going around the edges. I'm going to darken up those edges a bit. If you don't have this folder, maybe you have a different one, or maybe you have something else. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what you have. I've been watching these, this gal, her name is Jessica, and she does aggressive cooking tutorials. It's hilarious. She's funny as heck. I'd eat at her house any day. I just think she's funny. And her food looks, actually, for somebody that's just cooking at home and, you know, just throwing stuff in a pot and just making things that she would make for her family, her food looks really good. She cooks kind of like I do. I mean, I'm not an aggressive cook, but she actually seems like a really nice person. It's pretty funny. All right, so if you get a chance on YouTube, look for Jessica. Just put in hashtag aggressive tutorials. You'll probably come up to her video. I don't know if anybody else does them. She's hilarious, though. She really is. Okay, so that actually looks really good. It's catching that dark right where I need it to. I like that. I don't even know if I need to do another color. Oh, that wasn't Scorched Timber. That was Walnut Stain. All right, well, let's go back in with Scorched Timber. I do want to put another darker tone on. If that wasn't the darkest tone, then I do want to put that in there. Not as heavy. We're going to go just a little bit light with this one. Just kind of spotted. Does that look more realistic? Around the edges, not the middle. That's just paper. But you can see the difference, can't you? Huge difference that ink makes. Just really brings it to life. Now these I want in the middle also, because these will actually be showing. I don't plan on using both of these necessarily, maybe, but I don't plan on using both of these wood rounds in my current idea, but things could change. I just don't know which one I want to use, so there we go. All right, so that's that part. Next. I loosely put this together in my head as I was cutting these things. So this one, what I do with my cards, I usually have my card base, and the next piece that I'm going to layer up with is going to be about 1/4 of an inch smaller in general, and so on. So then the next layer will be another 1/4 of an inch. Now this one I actually went about half an inch shorter, I think, maybe just slightly less, because I wanted a little bit more of the wood to show than was showing. So you can do the math, whatever size card you do. Just, you know, 1/4 of an inch smaller around, and then the next layer, the same thing. And I know I just dripped on that paper, but that's okay, because I'm going to cover it. That's okay. I need that glue there. All right, and I know that with this particular embossing folder, these edges like to kind of come up a little bit. So I want to make sure I kind of pay attention to make sure those are nice and smooth. Doesn't that look beautiful already? Man, you could put a sentiment on that and be done. But that would be too easy for me today. Heaven forbid I go the easy route. Sometimes I should. All right, now this is my next piece. And this is where I got the inspiration for the wood, because those are wood slats, aren't they? Now, if I had thought about this a little bit more, maybe I would have cut one more red piece to put under there, because that would be beautiful too. But I didn't do that. Actually, I might do that. And here's why. I'm thinking about lifting this. I'm thinking about putting this on a piece or some foam tape. And I think I'm going to. And it would make it sturdier to put one more piece underneath there. I think I'm going to do that, guys. So I do have this piece. That's not my card, right? Okay, I'm going to make sure I don't accidentally cut my card. This piece I want, this one is just shy of 5 inches and 3 3/4 ish. So just shy of both of those. So I'm going to go to 5. No, what did I say? Let me do 3 3/4 ish. I'm going to go slightly bigger than that. And what did I say for this one? That's 5 7/8, so I guess I'm going to go to 5. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll fit it in. I just want it slightly bigger. Let's see if we got it on the head. Did we get it? A little bit too big that way. I want it just like a tad around, so I'm going to trim that piece up just about 1/8 of an inch. How's that? That'll just give it a little bit more support, and it'll give it a little bit more color as it'll be lifted up. That blade. I think it's because I'm not setting the trimmer all the way down on the flat surface. It's not cutting properly. I'm getting those little shards on the edge of my paper, I think that might be why. I'm just going to go with it. I'm also going to ink around these edges because they are very, very white. So let's do that. Spending a little bit more time with this card. It's an easy card, so why not spend a little extra time, you know, decorating? It's going to be an easel card, so somebody's going to set this up in their kitchen or wherever and enjoy it. So why not make it pretty? Heck, they're going to be telling people, oh, my daughter Tanya sent that to me, or my whoever I am to them. I don't want to be embarrassed, right? I think she made it. So if it looks like crap, then I'm just embarrassing myself. All right. So let's make it pretty. We'll make it pretty. All right, so that's going to be nice. So that'll be lifted up just a tad. Oh, man, it's just a little, that's okay. It's fine. All right. What I'm hemming and hawing about is that I wanted to make this upper piece just a little bit smaller so that it would show more of the wood. And by, excuse me, doing that, I took away a little bit of that margin. But that's all right. It's really pretty. I like it. And now I'm having trouble finding my foam tape, which is probably right here in the mess. It's probably right here. And is that foam tape? Nope, that's double-sided. Did I run out of foam tape, you guys? Those of you regulars who watch my videos all the time, tell me, did I run out of foam tape the other day? Did I? Okay, so we have other answers. What can we use for foam tape? I know this answer. I'm looking for it. What else can we use for foam tape? I have strips of foam. Oh, wait. Is it? No. Oh, but this will work. Here we go. Here's a piece of foam. Look at that. And actually, this would work well for my design. This, I'm going to cut into pieces. Is that acetate on there? It is. That's acetate on there. How weird. All right, I'm going to cut this into pieces. This will work. Now, I probably could have found a better use for this. This is what I'm doing with it. Getting it off my desk. We're going to use it up because I need it. Okay. Where'd that piece go? There it is. Good thing I made that piece of paper stronger, huh? Oh. All right, let's take some of these things off. We'll just kind of put them back here. Lift this up. Is there a better way? Yeah, use a foam tape. I also have pieces of foam I could have used, but, you know, this seemed easier at the moment. That was my next option. But I have foam that I need to use on the other side of the room. But this will be great. Put that one there. Put this one here. And nobody's going to see how messed up these pieces are. We're just using what we have, guys. We're using what we have. Okay, let's peel all the backing off of this. These little pieces of acetate I don't want to step on. Knowing me, I'd get these pieces of sharp acetate stuck to the bottom of my foot and not notice it and put my sock on. Probably end up wearing it to work and cutting my foot. It's probably what would happen. You'd think I'd notice it before then though, huh? I'm being silly. Okay. Here we go. This will work. This foam is actually kind of thick, so I guess I know what I need to. I broke my I'm kind of mad about it, but I broke my plate for my Big Shot. When I was embossing this, it cracked. And so I'm going to have to get online and order a new plate because I'm going to need it. Is that pretty? So far, so good? All right, we've got the wood look down there. We've got this all popped up. I would have liked a little more support under there, but I think it's going to be okay. Nobody's going to be pushing on it like I just did. So here's my thought, and I found this while I was playing here too. I want to put this on here. Here comes Santa Claus. This is what I based my card on. Now, I was wondering, do I use this round behind it or the bigger one or both? I mean, I could do both. That would be kind of cute too. Maybe I do need to use both. And then I thought I could stick this in here just for a little decorative punch. That's pretty. Actually, I kind of like the 2 wood rounds in there. Do you guys like that? What do you think? I think that's kind of cute. Actually, that reminds me of Santa's belt. Would that be, how could I do that? Piece of black paper in here, black cardstock going through. Will that take away from this? Let's try that. Let's try it, you guys. Thanks for the idea. Somebody was shouting in my head. They said, hey, Tanya, why don't you do that? I mean, you're saying here comes Santa, right? What if Santa's belt goes all the way across the card? Ooh, I kind of like this. Now, if I do that, what I'd like to do is make the little tab that would close the belt. You guys, I think that's it. I think I love that. I do. And I want this to go all the way around. Or all the way to the edge, not all the way around, but all the way to the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this right there. I'm going to use the trimmer to cut it. Right there, so it's straight, I hope. Now, because this part will be tucked under, I can actually use this scrap if I cut this part. The hard part is making that shape, right? So how am I going to make that shape? I think I could probably just round the edges. Wish me luck. Let's see if that looks like a belt. Does it? What? So here's my thought though. I'd really like this to be coming out of a hole. So let's place this on here. Actually, here, I can actually glue this down really quick to right there because that's where it's going to go, right? That's where I'm going to put it. That's Santa's belt. Hang on now. Bear with me while I think this through. This is going to go here and here. This will go here. The buckle will go up. I'm going to just kind of mark where I would put that hole. Just a second. We need to let this dry a little bit more so I can move it. So if this goes here-ish, I would need that hole to be, I actually picked the perfect width of paper too, didn't I? That was an accident, but it worked out great. Let's put that hole. Oh, shoot. How am I going to do that hole? Like right. Hopefully I can see that. Right there. I can. You guys probably can't, but I can see that. Okay. Now let's see what I've got. I do have this one punch, a long punch. That might work. This thing. But I don't know if I can get that in to that spot is the problem. So that won't work. I do have hole punch. Ooh, wait a minute. What? This is my long arm crocodile that I've never used yet. How do I use it? Oh, there we go. That's what I'm gonna do. Now, question is, can I get a big enough hole? I need to be able to see too. I can't see it with the light the way it is. Let's see where we're at. This is gonna be right here. It's not gonna be big enough, but I think that I could make a couple across the way. And make it work. Okay, that's kind of rough, but that's okay, because here's what I'm going to do. I think. Here's what I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, then I'll get out another piece of paper and we'll try it again. So this, I'm just going to try to use my box cutters and clean those edges right there, so they're a little smoother. Just trim away at that paper. Now this probably isn't the best tool for this. An X-Acto knife might work better, but you know what? I use box cutters all the time at work, so I'm pretty accustomed to using them. Not that I carve things at work, but I just mean that I'm more familiar with them in my hand, I guess. All right, let's see how that looks. And if all else fails, get your scissors out. I don't know. Okay. Oh, my hole is off center. Wait a minute. Maybe if I... It's actually not off center. It's fine. Look at that. It goes in there. It's a little off center. Who am I kidding? But I think it's good. I think. Do we like it? I think I want to put a little bit more hole up here just to even it out. I'm not liking it because it's just a little bit not quite equidistant, I think. Let's try that and see if that makes a difference. That's better. Okay, I'm going to clean that edge up though a little bit. I'm just not. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing exactly, but just trying to trim that away a little bit. I would have rather that other hole punch, but if it won't reach, it won't reach. Not much I can do about that. Now I could go through all my dies and see if there's something that would work better, and there probably is, but you know, that takes time and stuff. Let's see, how's that look? Oop, I got that cut up there. That looks better. I like that better. In fact, I would glue it in place. Well, actually, I can glue it in place because I already know that's where I wanted the hole. So I know that that's where this is going to be. So let's just glue it in place. Done deal. A little crooked. We'll fix it. There we go. Yay. I think that's really cute. Good idea, guys. I'm not even taking credit for this one. You guys shouting it out. Hey, make a Santa belt. Perfect. Perfect idea. All right. Now this part. Now, I think what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to glue this down to the edge and then tuck those things around. Glue that all the way to the edge. Kind of like a belly band. So my plan for this card sort of worked, but you know, I'm going off on a tangent, kind of Tanya style. All right, so this will go here. Oh, you know what though? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go underneath here, which is why I did it that way. This one's gonna go here. And it can go over the top because my card is gonna be, as long as it doesn't go over the top of this piece, the back piece, we're good, because that we're staying within our envelope size. So we're good there. And this one, go off to the edge over here a little bit. Just kind of hold that down for a minute. I actually have a die cut that's a belt, but I'm so glad I got to use these pieces. And here comes Santa. So that's kind of a rustic. And this is the one, oh, it's too big. I was going to use that to hold that up, but it's too big. How funny. Unless I put another piece of red underneath it, which I could do. Should I do that? I mean, I don't know why not. Or gold. Is that too big? That's too big. I think that's too flashy too because it takes away from that. Let's cut another piece of paper, a red piece this size. Let's see what size this is. I probably have a hole punch this size, but it's probably in the other room. Of course it is. Of course it is. Or we could try my, you know, my cutting skills. Do I dare? Guys, I have got a bearded dragon in the other room that is banging on his enclosure. He has to go potty. They like to do that when they have to go potty. They like to bang on the edge of the enclosure as if I'm going to let them out. But, I mean, they go in there all the time, so I don't know why they do that. Unless he's just, you know, communicating with the others in there. He might be. He's probably all black-bearded and everything. So what do we think about that? We could do... I kind of made it a little too short, didn't I? It kind of does give it a boost. A little addition of color back there. Do we like that? I kind of like it. I wish I couldn't see the... I wish I would have gone a little bit further around, though. I wonder if I can try that again. Why, yes. Yes, I can. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to add a little glue. You know what we're going to do before we do that? Here, look. I have an idea. Before we do that, I actually have... Oh, there goes one on the floor. I have my round dies here. Let's find one. That one's a little bit bigger. Actually, I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. This will still fit through my joy, right? My sidekick, I mean, yes, it will. All right, that's what we need to do. We need to just not use scissors because, you know, me. Let's get that closer to size. Get this thing over here. This is why I get these toys, so that my stuff turns out better. I shim all of mine going through here anymore because it's just, I don't know. I know it'll cut it better. Just needed the one. Just one, please. One, please. All right, there's that. Put that back in here before it falls on the floor with the other one, which I will pick up later, because otherwise I'll be stepping on it and probably sticking to my foot and all that story. Okay, so let's put the glue back on here. Put this on here, center it as best as I can. Without needing to be perfect, but and then I want to kind of place this where I want it. Kind of like that. Let's put the glue here. Can you guys hear him in there? My goodness, he's really going at it. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and take the backing off this. I think this piece was for a shaker of some sort, this foam piece. And because I'm infamous for using things for other things, I didn't use it for that. So here it is. And it's actually come in super handy because look how cute that is. You guys, we're not even done with the card. This is just decorating the front of it. This is just the front. Is that darling? I absolutely love that. I really do. I love it. Okay, so now what are we going to do with this? Because this part is done. Okay, I don't need it. Now I should probably put a little foam under there, but I'm not going to because it's going to show really bad if I do. So here's the thing. Here's our base. We've got the little tent. This is the easel part. Now we're going to glue this to the front of our card, but we're only putting glue on the bottom. Don't glue it up here or it won't work. It has to attach. Has to attach down at the bottom so that we can lift it back up. See how that does? So we're only putting glue down here. Really important, or you're going to glue your card shut. It won't work. Okay? We were having so much fun decorating the top of that card. We forgot about this part, right? All right, so hold that down. Line this up perfectly. You want that to line up perfectly to the bottom of the base of your card. All right, because it's all got to fit in the envelope. We're going to hold that down for a second. Remember, I only glued up to about here, up to that score line. Excuse me. And now we've got our easel. Okay, now we need something to hold that up. I don't like that. So there's a piece of green that's poking through right there, and I don't like it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a marker right here, and I'm going to get in there and color that green so it's not so noticeable. All right, we can fix these things, you know. Sometimes little things like that come up. Maybe nobody would have noticed it, but I did. So now we need a way to hold that up, okay? You could do that out of anything. Anything. So here's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I had a piece of that wood that I sliced. There it is. There. Oops, that's not it. This is it. I think I want to do something with this. And I think I'd like to put a sentiment on that somehow. You can put something that goes all the way across your card or just in front of your card. Some people will put a little notebook in there. But I'm thinking if we put just a little something, I don't like that it's not that wide. I do like this piece better, but it's not decorative in any way. But it could be because I could attach this on there. That looks dumb. I think, what do I want to do? I want something that's not going to take away from the front of the card. So I don't want another piece of black because that takes away from the belt. I feel like it needs to be this, but I feel like it also needs to go all the way across for me on this card. I feel like it does. And do I have another piece of this paper? I don't know. This was a random piece of paper. Where did I find it? Where did I find it from? I think I used it all. No, I didn't. I have another piece. I'm going to go run another piece of this through my embossing folder if the plate doesn't break, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I came up with the solution. So I've got a piece. I ran through the embossing folder, and I found a die that said Merry Christmas, and it didn't fit, so I'm altered it to work, and I'll show you what I did with that in just a minute. Sometimes we have to make these die cuts work for us. You know, you don't just have to work around them. We can cut them and alter them too, right? And that's pretty much what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and color these up again real quick. And darker around the edges. This is the walnut. I want that sentiment to stand out really good. So we'll kind of try to keep it lighter in the middle to make it pop just a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and use that dark one around the very edge. Same as before. And then we'll hit it in the middle just a bit, just to bring out some of that texture. And I also found some foam tape. Yay! It was in the living room. Huh, imagine that. Okay, so this is the die cut that I had. It's Merry Christmas, then it says Happy New Year down here. Obviously, I didn't use that piece because it's still in there. But it wouldn't fit, as you can see. So what did I do? I cut around all that swoopy stuff, and it works great. Perfect. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this directly onto there. I just cut it down to make it work for me. And I think it's going to look super cute. Put too much glue on that H. So this card will be a unique one because I probably, well, I won't make one just like it again because some of the pieces I'm using were gifted to me and I won't be able to replace them. So I'm not mass making this one. I'll definitely be doing the easel card though more. I think it's a fun way to share your craft. And definitely something that you can make that's beautiful that somebody can leave out and just, you know, be reminded of you during the holidays. All right, so what are we going to do with this one? Now, I do love that this one actually has a, what's coming off? It has a little, it's not a string, it's paper, but it looks like thread on the button. So I was thinking about wrapping some string around it, and because it's the striped here, I'm using the striped here. I think that's what I'm going to do on this other side. That's probably too much, but that's okay because I'm going to wrap it a couple of times. So let's tape this back here. It won't show, so I can use whatever. Tape this back here. Let's keep it not showing, huh? Use a little more than I needed to. And then I'm going to wrap this around a couple times. Actually, you know what? I'm feeling like this paper isn't very strong, especially since I embossed it. I think I want to add some cardstock to the back of it before I do this. Well, now that's something. I love the way that looks. I wasn't going to add black, but that could change my mind. Glue this down really well here. Then I'm going to trim around it. I think I might leave just a shadow of that showing though. Instead of going, I was going to trim right against the wood, but I think I'm going to leave a little bit of that. I like it. And I'm going to let the corner rounder do its job on that corner, on the corners. And I'll just trim real close here. Just like an outline in a coloring book, you know, it just defines it. We'll use the corner rounder. That cleans up those edges real good, those corners. Does the hard part for us. Let's try that one again. Wow, look at that. Oops, I still wanted that tape. Look at that. That's going to go right here. It's still a little bit soft, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and tape this to the back here. I'm gonna get a little closer to the end because I don't want it to go over the words. I don't need that much. All right, let's wrap it around. Is twice enough? Let's go one more time. And then we're going to take a bit of the hot glue gun. I'm going to turn that on because I hadn't turned it on yet. And we're going to pull it up here front and center so I can use it. And I like on these bows when they're decorative like this, I like to double up. Oh, that's all I have left. Wait, what? Cool. Double up. Oh, no, it's not. I have all this. But double up my string. This is probably long enough though. And that way, when I do this, I actually have like 2 bows that are tied together. It just makes it a little fancier. And then I'll cut the loop off and then cut these to length too. And we'll glue that right there. What do you think? Is that cute? I love it. I love it. All right, let's glue that on in just a sec. What else do we need to do? I think we're getting there. I think I still want a piece of white card in there that can go for writing. Maybe this one. It's kind of a gray. I like that. To stick that in there, but I got to do the bow first. Is it ready? Not yet. Not yet. Put that there. All right, while we're waiting for that. So one of the things I was thinking about doing, now you can prop this all up so that it sits up higher. You need at least this edge up, and I'm thinking I'm going to glue this edge flat down so that it's going to be at a little bit of an elevation. I'm going to put foam tape at the top, just up on this part. It just needs to be high enough to catch onto, so that top piece of paper catches onto there. Just has to be slightly elevated. And I think because this foam tape is so thin, I'm going to do a second layer right here. Just to help catch. Oh, well, I guess I can do that, you know. We can put the bow on when we're done. And then we're going to put glue down on this part. Put glue along this string too. I don't know if it's going to do any good or not, but I just don't want it to come undone. All right. So this is going to go right down here. Just flip that. Right down here at the bottom. We'll leave a little room. Okay, you'll see this part is lifted a little bit because of that foam tape. And that's what's going to catch right here. But this side is all the way down, so you can't see the foam sticking out over here. I really like how that looks. And then this bow is going to finish it off. It should be hot enough now, maybe. Oop, yep. Let's put that bow right here. And our card is complete. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right. I'm very excited. Can you tell? Look at that. This was not my plan, but I love how it turned out, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it too. Now, to fold this, it's just going to go like this, and you can make an envelope to fit. It's going to fit in I think a standard envelope. It's a little bit chunky. You might have to hand deliver this one or put extra postage on it. But I absolutely adore this. Oh, I love this. I know who's getting this one. So that is my card for the day. That is an easel card. It'll stand up in a windowsill or wherever else somebody wants to put it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you'll be inspired to make some as well. Remember, use what you've got. I sure did. You saw me pull stuff from my desk. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure had a good time. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, hit that like and subscribe button if you found anything useful in the video. Please feel free to be a part of my free YouTube family. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.